All right, so we have a 1950s, early 1950s. I think it's 54 or 52, the number on the plate. But yeah, early 50s Allis-Chalmers CA, in decent condition for a 70-year-old tractor. Got this tractor last year, and I added all of these weeding units here because we're doing garlic crop. And although we're not organic, there's not really any herbicides that works well in this, and obviously I don't want to put any for no reason. So the best bet that we found is to weed mechanically, and it eliminates maybe 80%, so there's like a 20% that we go back by hand. So here are the weeds. Probably a little bit late for the weeding, but we lost our snow pretty early, and the garlic needs to be about this size minimum to go and weed, because these finger weeders can be pretty rough on the crop. So nothing is adjusted. I built this winter, and the idea is to just take the day and organize everything so that we don't hurt the plants, but we also remove the weeds. So I know that there's interference here between these coulter wheels and these side knives here. So basically I have 3 tools. I have just normal cultivators, and some that I've made, these little side knives and stuff like that. We have these finger weeders that they turn and come and mix in the dirt around the plant and try to uproot the little roots, and even the plants that aren't even out yet, disturb them. And then we've got these torsion weeders here. These come and just slide right on the side of the plant, and if ever they hit the plant, they're soft enough where they're gonna move out of the way if they need to. So as I said, nothing's adjusted right now, but that's what we're gonna get done for today. So this is a view down here. So since these are 3 rows, and we planted by hand, the confidence I have in the distances being the same aren't very good. There might be a few inches of difference, but it's pretty good. Like the rows are not too bad. But I'm concentrating on this row and weeding this side of the row, and then I'm gonna come back on the same row and weed on this side. So there's a mirror effect on these. So on one side I'm working on this row, and then on the other side here I'm gonna be cultivating where the tire track is. And then back here we've got our little fertilizer spreader unit, which is right here. So this here is ran off of the GPS to know the speed that we're going. So you can run variable rate or steady rate according to the speed that you go. I've had this for a year or 2 now, and it works beautiful. You just basically at the beginning of the year you calibrate it. Nash, out, buddy. Get out of the garlic, buddy. You calibrate it. You wait. You run it for a set time. Tell it what the number is, and then it'll calibrate itself. And you ask what you need for your rates per acre. So that's about it. So I'll try and do a few tests here and figure out what the problems are, and then I'll try and get some videos of us passing here with the weeding unit. Okay, so first pass after my first adjustments. So basically, for reference, this is unweeded, and this would be weeded, only with 1 pass though. I'm going to be coming back on top of this. So this band here is slightly wider than this one, so when I come back, these should be roughly the same. I'm pretty happy with it. The thing is, it's this band here that's hard to get. You see these clumps here? I think today it's still a little bit too humid out, but it's going to rain in 2 days, and I'd like to put my fertilizer before the rain. I'm adjusting today. I'll probably do the weeding entirely tomorrow. But for a first pass, this is actually pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. The little weeds here that would have been these little guys here. All of this stuff here, it's practically gone, and I'll see if I find one. Yeah, here's a good example. So this one here, see, basically nothing holding on to it, just a few little roots. So if this one actually does decide to keep going, it's going to be pretty weak, and in the following days after weeding, we're going to go around by hand with a tool to just remove what didn't get removed here. So I think I can hug my hill here a little bit more on this side, but then again, just the tractor tires hitting the side of the hill here does a fair bit. So here's an example here as well. Like, look at this, it's just still stuck on the roots, but that'll probably die out there. So I think I'm gonna try a few passes like this. I'll do a up and back, and then the next thing to adjust are gonna be my fertilizer snouts here, so that they land just on the side. So we're gonna be side dressing. So that's the idea. So I don't want it to go in the plants and down here and burn or anything. So we'll adjust this next. Okay, so now we've got our second pass. So we've passed twice on this so far. So this is the final result here. So I do believe it does stay pretty crusty here in the middle as well, because it's our first pass. I pass every 7 to 10 days. So within 3 passes, these clumps will be no more, I think. And after that, those finger weeders are gonna really do a good job. But it's hard to go intense on the row without breaking the plants. I think this is a good compromise here. We're not throwing too much dirt over. We're leaving nice clean rows. Yeah, I think this is gonna work for us. So I've been using these finger weeders for the last 3 or 4 years, maybe. First time on this setup, but very similar. It's the first year that I have so many tools on the same setup. Usually only had the torsion weeders with the finger weeders. Now I've added all of those side knives and stuff. So we're doing a pretty good job at, see, this one was like this. See, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. You want to either bury them or completely remove the root system from the ground. But ideally you want to catch them before they even sprout like that. So that's pretty good. I've got about 2 acres, a little over 2 acres here to cover. It should take 6-ish hours, 8-ish hours. I've been picking up a bit of speed here, so these finger weeders work real good when you're going fast. But you gotta stay focused, because see here, I'm just tilting that plant. These plants can take a fair bit, but I've really got to line up. But yeah, real happy with the setup. Everything's been working pretty good. And now for the last adjustment here are the spouts. So the fertilizer, see, this is not ideal right here, but I don't see too much of it. Basically just want it right next to the plant here. We're gonna get moisture in a couple of days, so it should sink in and the roots will feed off of it. We're end of April, beginning of May right now. I'm about a week or two, about 10 days earlier than I would normally put fertilizer, but like I said, the snow left a little bit early. The plants are ready for it, so yeah, that's my setup. I'll try and get a few shots while I'm going, but it's not that easy to line up and hold a cell phone. I need a GoPro or something to really get a good shot here, but this is about it.